everyone, welcome to my channel. Please subscribe and keep watching more details. Bold and the Beautiful. Bill's deadly plot against pregnant Luna. Bold and the Beautiful stuns when Bill Spencer, Don Diamont, is absolutely raging at Luna Nozawa, Lisa Yamada, because she claims she's pregnant with his grandchild. But is she just asking for Bill to try and kill her, given his character history? We're going to talk about how Luna is setting up Will Spencer, Crew Morrow, to get her pregnant without his consent, and how that might send Bill down a murderous path he's been on before. In case you don't remember, he tried to kill a woman before that was tricking one of his sons with a pregnancy. The question is, how far will Bill go with Luna? Will Bill try and get rid of her once and for all to stop her from ruining Will's life? Last week, Luna took a pregnancy test, and the first time it came up negative. This week, at Remy Price's, Christian Weissman, and Deke's, Harrison Cohn apartment, she peed on another stick in their bathroom but then ran out of time to check the results. Then, as we expected, during Luna and Lee Finnegan's, Naomi Matsuda struggle, the pregnancy test fell from her bag. Boy, is Luna overjoyed! We know for sure now that she is pregnant. This is not a fake pregnancy test, y'all, because she was peeing on it and waiting for a result. Had it been a fake test, she would have known the result. According to Luna, it is Will's baby. Of course, Katie, Heather, Tom, Bill, Lee, and Will are all horrified. They can't believe it. They don't want to believe it. But for now, we don't know for certain who the father of Luna's baby is. I mean, obviously, I think it is Bill's grandkid, but we're not going to know until Luna and Will get a paternity test done. If things even get that far, because Bill, I'm sure, doesn't want it to get to that stage. He may take drastic steps to even prevent that from being necessary. We saw Bill drag Luna out of the little apartment and back to the Spencer mansion. Once he got her there, Bill accused Luna of running a scam on all of them. But she was adamant the pregnancy test was real and said she'll take another one, and it'll say the same thing. Luna also told Bill how glad she was to be home, and that infuriated him. He's like, "This house will never be your home." But of course, he did let her live there. When Luna was talking about how much she loves Will, surprising no one, Bill said the best way for Luna to show her love is to have an abortion. Bold and the Beautiful spoilers for Friday confirm that Bill makes Luna take repeat tests. It looks like even one more is not enough. According to the spoilers, Bill makes Luna take 3 pregnancy tests, and they all come out positive. But just because the tests are positive doesn't mean that baby is Will's. Bill is accusing Luna of sleeping around like her mother, Poppy Nozawa, Romy Park. So clearly he suspects that Luna is just as trashy as her mother. Now Bill seems determined to get rid of Luna's baby. He already ordered her to terminate the pregnancy. And of course, Luna is going to say no. But this is a pattern of behavior for Bill that Luna doesn't know anything about. And she might want to tap the brakes and think about it. In case you've forgotten your B&B history, when Quinn Fuller, Rena Sofer, told Bill that she was pregnant, this was when they were revealing the history of Wyatt Spencer, Darren Brooks. We found out back then that Bill gave Quinn money for an abortion, expecting her to terminate. She didn't use it, and instead gave birth to Wyatt and was raising him as a single mom. Bill also wanted Katie to abort Will when she was pregnant with him. That was because of her heart condition, and he was worried that the pregnancy might kill Katie. So Bill seems completely fine asking women to terminate pregnancies. Years ago, he targeted another pregnant woman. Do you remember when Amber Moore Forrester, Adrienne France, turned up pregnant and claimed the baby was Liam Spencer's, Scott Clifton? Amber was doing a whole gold-digging plot, and it worked to some extent, because Bill offered Amber $500,000 to get out of LA. But that wasn't enough for her, because Amber knew that Bill, Don Diamont, had a pile of money, and she wanted a large chunk of the Spencer fortune and thought having a Spencer baby would do that. Bill refused to give Amber more money, and he had just bought a cliff house that had an unstable balcony. So Bill moved in, and he moved Amber in there, hoping that she would fall off that unstable balcony and that she and her unborn child would both die, which is kind of terrible. But then Steffi Forrester, Jacqueline McInnes Wood, threw a wrench in Bill's deadly balcony scheme when Steffi abruptly came back from Europe hoping to get with Bill. Back then, Steffi saw Bill trying to get Amber out onto the unstable balcony to kill her. But then a tree branch fell, and that tree nearly did Bill's dirty work because it almost killed Amber. Steffi wound up saving Amber's life, and Katie was horrified and wanted Bill to get psychological help. But Steffi said she understood because she wanted Bill for herself. So Will's dad wanting Luna to get an abortion is actually completely in character for Bill. It is not beyond Bill to target a pregnant woman and push her to terminate or literally push her off a balcony to her doom if Luna thinks she's in for a happily ever after with Will, and thinks she's about to be a Spencer and set for life. She's due for a rude awakening and may get the Amber treatment. I absolutely think Bill would kill Luna, especially because he feels so guilty for getting her that pardon that led her to a second reign of terror where she shot and nearly killed Bill's son. Liam. She shot off another of Sheila Carter's Kimberlin brown toes, although Bill doesn't care about that. If you remember, if not for Luna's pardon, she'd still be rotting in prison. Liam wouldn't have been shot, Will wouldn't have been molested, and Luna would not be pregnant with what she claims is a Spencer spawn. Bill may be desperate to make things right no matter what it takes. And that could mean him getting rid of Luna. He still has a balcony. He could lure Luna out there. Bill might encourage her to check the view and pull a redo of what he tried with Amber. Or, Bill could lure Luna out to Steffi's Malibu beach house, saying she can see her dad, Finn Tanner Novlin, and then push her off that cliff. If you don't remember, several people have gone off that Spencer balcony, including Bill himself and also Sheila, but both of them survived. So, I think needs to find a higher place to push Luna off if he is going to try and kill her. But then again, Bill and Sheila were neither one pregnant, so a good fall could cause a miscarriage, which Bill would probably be happy about because he doesn't want this pregnancy to go forward. For all these reasons, I suspect Bill may be considering some baby mama murder. He does not want Will to have to deal with Luna for the rest of his life. Bill has plenty of money, so he could even hire somebody to take Luna out so that Bill doesn't have to get his hands dirty. Heck, Lee is so mad she nearly killed Luna with her bare hands. So, Bill and Lee may team up and concoct a plan to get rid of Luna, who is completely irredeemable. I could see Bill and Lee getting creative and coming up with plenty of ways to eliminate Luna. We'll see what happens. But one thing is for sure. Her plan to trap Will is not going to work out the way she thinks. The sun spilled over the sprawling LA skyline as the Forrester Creations offices buzzed with gossip, glamour, and trouble nobody saw coming. But while the fashion house twirled under the weight of whispered rivalries and messy romances, a darker storyline lurked in the shadows, one tied to Bill Spencer, his fractured past, and the young woman who had unknowingly become the center of his next ruthless scheme. Luna Nozawa. Luna was glowing these days, and not just from the success of her designs. The whispers were true. She was pregnant. Hopeful, nervous, and overwhelmed, Luna had just begun to process the reality that she was bringing new life into a world filled with Logan love triangles, Spencer feuds, and Forrester expectations. She hadn't made a formal announcement yet, but pregnancy has a way of revealing itself, especially in a town where secrets are currency. The baby's father? That was supposed to be a moment of joy, but Luna couldn't shake the dread gnawing at her heart, because the man everyone thought was the father, Zende, wasn't the one her heart had settled on. There were still lingering ties to RJ, whose heartbreak had scarred them both. Add in Bill Spencer, whose paternity claims over Luna had only recently detonated across Spencer Publications and the Forrester family, and the situation was anything but peaceful. Bill, ever the shark, had initially shown a softer side toward Luna. He'd welcomed the possibility that she might be his daughter with Poppy, romanticizing the idea of a second chance at fatherhood. But the DNA fiasco that followed left him humiliated. One moment he was reveling in the idea of fatherhood. The next, he felt he'd been manipulated by Poppy and mistaken by Luna. The test? Some insist it was tampered with. Others believe it was final. But Bill's pride was the real casualty. But now, pregnancy changes everything, and Bill Spencer does not do helplessness. In recent days, his demeanor had chilled. At Spencer Publications, the staff whispered that he'd returned to his old, calculating, near-predatory poise, eyes sharp, voice measured, silences heavy with unspoken threats. Justin, watching from afar, suspected something was brewing. Wyatt tried reaching out, but Bill brushed him off. Liam, wrapped in his own guilt and emotional knots, sensed only that his father was planning something. But not what.